I used to drink a bottle of wine every night. And I used to fool myself by saying I did it to unwind. I deserved it. It was a celebration. All of that bullshit. It was so that I could numb. It was so that I could stop feeling. And then inevitably I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I would be full of shame and guilt, wondering what I'd said. Many times I didn't say anything. I just went to bed. But there were times when I would wake up not sure of how the evening went. And then I would get up later in the morning and I would say, never again. Never again, never again, never again. And inevitably I would, by 4 or 5 o'clock, I would buy another bottle of wine, rinse, repeat. And I did that for decades because I started drinking at the age of 13 to numb the abuse. So if you've ever lived that cycle, I just want you to know you're not alone. You're not alone. There are many other people that feel the same way. And until you reach out, until you start Googling, am I an alcoholic or do I have a drinking problem? Sometimes you feel like you are alone, but you're not. You're not. So there were no dramatic moments when I finally quit. It was just a gradual beating down of my system, getting sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, all the cliches. I could just name them off here in a row. And my God, it took me so long to finally have my last day one, and nothing. There was no earth-shattering moment. I didn't hit rock bottom. I still got up every day for work. I still did my job. On the outside, nobody had a clue except my very, very close friends. And some of them even didn't think I had a drinking problem. They would challenge me. But and maybe you're throwing a mirror back in their face and you're not meaning to do that. None of us are, but it sometimes does happen. And I even showed up at a work event years ago with 2 or 3 glasses of wine in me, and I ended up having a bit of an altercation with the person who organized the event. I ended up having to have a chat the following Monday with my supervisor and HR, and they were supportive. They were amazing. I could have lost my job, but was that enough to make me quit? Hell no. I kept doing this for another 8.5 to 9 years. But in that time, I still kept trying. I kept trying. And some people may watch this video and say, well, just don't drink. Easier said than done. Alcohol is an addictive substance, and it's a slow drip of death. And it doesn't get you all at once like some substances. Alcohol is a drug. It is a drug, and it just doesn't get you like some substances right away, like coke, heroin, things like that. But it's just as equally, if not more, addictive. So your subconscious believes you need it to survive, to stay alive, and you've driven this road day in and day out for decades, and it's deep, and you're in a ditch, and then you try to stop, and you choose another path, but it's too close to the ditch and you fall in over and over and over again until your 1,000th last day is finally your last day. But do you know it's your last day? No. If you ask hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of women, did they know it was their last day one? And they'll tell you no, they didn't. It just happened. So I want to pause here and just say to you, if you're listening to this video and you're like, oh, I know there's a problem, I'm drinking too much, but I'm not ready to quit. That's okay. Take a pause. Grab a journal, open it up and write down how you feel every day, day in, day out. If you miss a day, okay, don't give yourself more shame for not journaling on any particular day, but use journaling as your bridge from drinking to not drinking. It will help you so much. It was my ticket to sobriety eventually. my goodness, when I go back and I read through my journal entries, I really don't believe I'd be where I am right now, wanting to talk to you, to tell you it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, and that if you're not ready to quit, fine, don't quit yet. But if you're watching this video, then I know it is resonating with you. And so I would beg you to pick up a journal and start journaling, because it's going to help you get to the next stage and get closer to sobriety. So just like any period of time that I did manage to stay sober, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal, because your subconscious, your lizard brain, is telling you it wants wine to stay alive, literally. You know, it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy. But drinking's not easy. Think about it. Like, you're listening, again, I'm going to repeat over and over again, you're listening to this video for a reason. Choose your heart. You know, eventually I chose sobriety, but it took me a long time. I'm here to tell you that some people reach sobriety 10 years after they started drinking. Some people it's 20. I'm here to tell you I started drinking at the age of 13 to numb out pain from abuse, and I'm now 58. You do the math. It's taken me that long. I'm at 8 months sobriety now, and I can't say I'll never have another drink again, because nobody can. But I'm telling you, I am solid in my routines. I'm solid in my not ever wanting to drink again. And that, it took me a really long time to get there, because I have romanticized drinking for such a long time, and many of us have. So now, instead of opening up a bottle of wine at 5 o'clock, I open up a Guinness Zero, because I love Guinness and they now make Guinness Zero, and I'm not opposed to non-alcoholic drinks. That is my new ritual. Or maybe I'll have a cup of tea, but typically I use the tea for later in the evening when I'm getting ready for bed. I will also, in the mornings, I get up early now because I want to, not because I'm waking up full of shame and guilt. I light some incense, I meditate, I journal, you know, and now that the weather's getting warmer and I'm recovering from my surgery, I'm going to start getting out there and going for short walks, small walks in the morning to breathe in the fresh air. That is so joyful for me. I am now learning after several months of sobriety to find and enjoy these pockets of joy, and not be searching for happiness. That happiness is here. It's waiting for you at any moment. And the longer you are sober, the easier you'll see it. It'll just be there for you. So if you're struggling and you've had 1,000 day ones, or even less than that, if you don't know where to start, again, you're not alone. You're not alone. You don't have to stop right away. Nobody is pressuring you. Just start with some small actions that will help you move into that direction silently. You can journal. You can start writing, start walking. Reduce the limited beliefs. Reduce the negative self-talk. Get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper and read it out loud. Start to notice the patterns and start to sit with the reasons why you're drinking in the first place. There's one thing to stop drinking when you're ready, when you're finally ready, but there's another thing to actually live a full, beautiful life of sobriety and be happy and full of joy and find those pockets of joy. And that is coming to terms with the reason you're drinking every day. But you can do it. I know you can. And I'm here for you. And if you'd like to have a conversation with me in a more private setting, you can DM me. I'll reach out to you. Or if you want to comment below and tell me what you think, of this video. I would love that. And if anything I've said resonates with you, please click the thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel so that I can reach more people just like you.